And I'll give a special shout out to her as she joined the celestial realm with the great hierarchy. She is not dead, she's just only begun to live. This is death. The other part that you think of as death is actually life. You see what I'm saying? This is the death realm. This is the realm of the dead, which we'll try to explain to you. Whenever you hear the book of the dead and you talk about the dead, it's not necessarily talking about the dead that is passed on, because those are glorified spirits that actually live. The dead that they're talking about is down here on earth, the people that fell into a dead state and lost all senses of the Godhead. That's the real death. You got it wrong. You see what I'm saying? So to wake up every morning is not, and I repeat, and we can debate on this, to wake up every morning is not necessarily a blessing. That's right. To wake up every morning is not necessarily a blessing. You see, somewhere around 2,000 years ago, this thing got changed around. The whole key to our mysticism and our mystery was to get back to the higher realms. Remember, they talk about a man that fell to the fallen realms. So to wake up when you have fallen from grace and glory is not necessarily so positive. That's called fundamentalism and moralism that have nothing necessarily to do with spirituality. The last 2,000 years we have been dealing with fundamentalism and moralism that has something to do with a social religion is based on economic, political, mundane, and social reason, but not necessarily real spirituality. We want to address these problems because I think this is a critical point that we turn everything around. Now, I first started out and I gave some of you this Christ ritual. Now, let me explain this to you. First of all, the Christ ritual, I explained that my brother had to go to court and he couldn't find out what to do. But he remembered getting this ritual from me a couple of months ago. And he ended up doing this when he went to court. They ended up being in favor of him, and the white woman that was battling against him, they almost locked her behind him. Now, what is actually happening here? It means, is it not written in your law to yield gods, which means that you are the microcosm of the macrocosm. Whenever you do these particular things, you're only empowering the energy within yourself, the God force which is in yourself. Now, even when you pour libations, you are only empowering the God force that's in yourself. Because the ancestors, not only when they go to the celestial realm, they live inside of you. That's why sometimes when you are going through some things, sometimes you might hear a person might tell you, don't do this. And you say, well, damn, and it might not necessarily be your higher self, the God of nature, it could be your mother telling you. You say, well, one of my ancestors came to me and told me not to do that. That means inside of you is a whole universe that exists, all of us. So when you pour the libations, you're not only giving blessings to the ancestors, you are also empowering yourself. That's the key. That's the real key. Because they exist inside of you. We live in a multi-dimensional universe, and you got to understand the concept of how the universe works other than what is the basic conventional way that has been taught. You understand what I'm saying? And so one of the key things, right here? Okay. One of the key things is to get out of these fears. You are now in God's, the other people, that's the masses of people are depending on you. You are the Godhead, and you are going to be the ones that's going to get our people out of this mess. Not nobody from the skies, because the ones coming from the skies are coming in you and through you, and you will be a part of that particular Godhead. The ones that get your people out of this mess. So you got to start thinking of yourself as more advanced beings than just waiting on something good to happen to you, because you are the ones that make that happen. So make that happen. So that's why the Christ ritual was to actually enhance the Godhead inside of you. Now, this Christ ritual,